Speaker?
Yes, Representative Ward.
Speaker, I rise in opposition.
State your opposition.
Speaker, as a legislator, I expected we could do better. We could do better than any state. I mean, we're the most beautiful state. We excel in just about everything. But I think this is not the approach that we could take. We need something a little bit more reciprocal, something a bit more balanced, something a bit more of a two-way street. Something where when I took Peace Corps training in the Big Island, when they said something that respects the human value and personal worth of every individual. The human value and personal worth of every individual. Speaker, this means if you believe, you don't believe, if you're heterosexual, homosexual, whatever sexual. It means all of them. We have a bill that's dividing families and people. We are a 237-year-old experiment in self-government. We are now going up to the edge to see whether we can keep ourselves together, where we can be a solid, united, as we do our Pledge of Allegiance. One nation, under God, indivisible. These are the tears in the social fabric that we are about to bring about. Mr. Speaker, I come from a bit of a different background. Half of my relatives are Muslims. Half of my relatives don't eat pork. Half of my relatives say, how can government tell you to eat pork, or that you should be now eating pork? This is the equivalent of what we're telling a lot of these people here. Everything in this particular bill is acceptable now because it's stamped by the state. The state is in effect overshadowing, eclipsing, if not taking over the churches. Yes, this protects the churches, it protects the pastors in a small way while they're marrying or they are celebrating. What about burying and christening and all the other things? Pastor, it's not there. The gay couple wanted to have their adopted kid come in there and they said no. And then people say, well, that's the First Amendment. We shouldn't have to defend our First Amendment. Who in the hell do we think we are overturning the First Amendment with this bill? Who do we think we are? That we can be superior to the First Amendment that 237 years ago made this country what it is. Speaker, what we're going to do, we're going to turn each other against each other and we're going to be in court. We're going to fight this out word for word and all the interpretations, public accommodations, this public accommodation, that this is covered, that's not covered. We have a very loosey-goosey bill here for the solidarity of the people of this society. We are legislators responsible for that. Mr. Speaker, this is not a responsible bill. It leaves totally silent the human value and personal worth of those who are convicted as individual small businesses. Those who are going to be serving the community. Those are entirely unprotected. The teachers of conscience are unprotected. The mothers who are crying, and as I said, will be back as mother bears who have their children under threat. They are totally amiss of this particular bill. They're not here. But Mr. Speaker, you know they're coming back. This bill marks a dividing line in the sand. We've heard from the Hawaiian community, we've heard from the Polynesian community, we've heard people say things that they never even thought that they would say. We've seen people who would give testimony who never even thought they could speak in public. Speaker, this is a new Hawaii under your jurisdiction. When this bill passes, Hawaii is never the same as we knew it, just like 9/11 was never the same America after the bombs and the planes hit the Twin Towers. Mr. Speaker, that's a heavy responsibility for all of us. I suggest we all weigh very heavily as we vote for this bill, as we push it on. The responsibility of those who have been elected to choose the direction of which their society should go. We have a heavy responsibility ahead of us. We are a grand experiment, but Mr. Speaker, we should be very, very mindful of how fragile it's becoming. We love our people, we love our families. Let's keep them together. Be a peacemaker, not a divider. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right, Representative, thank you very much.